we've been talking a lot about inflammation and these fasting blood glucose levels, fasting insulin. And it just hit, I remember having a conversation with Dr. Panda, and he mentioned something to me that I wasn't aware of about repair mechanisms and fasting. I knew that repair mechanisms were regulated by the circadian rhythm, and I always knew that when you sleep is when you're repairing a lot of damage.
Right.
But it didn't occur to me that also when you sleep is when you're fasting.
Right.
And he had mentioned that there's something inherently important about fasting and repair mechanisms. And so, which of course that kind of made me think, wow, that's really interesting. I never thought about it like that. But if you think about, the timing of these repair mechanisms and fasting and how, you're repairing damage, DNA repair mechanisms, and also these autophagy, clearing away damaged cells.
Right.
Damaged cells secrete inflammatory mediators. So if you're clearing away the cells that are damaged and secreting more, inflammatory molecules, then possibly that would, lower the inflammation. But it's really interesting how your data suggested that it really had to occur earlier in the evening.
Right.
Do you have any speculation as to why that is?
I suppose we really do think that that your body works best when it's aligned with the circadian rhythm. But I think that is a really good observation. Certainly, the parallel I tend to think of is, we work out, we actually hurt our muscles. And the muscles don't repair and get stronger unless we stop. We have to stop. We have to give them a rest period. And same thing, eating is metabolism. There's a lot of oxidative damage that happens just as we eat. And then the theory is that you need a time off from that damage for the repair mechanisms to come in. So it's an interesting observation in parallel. Personally, that's a little molecular from my research, but yeah, I think it's a good parallel to compare it with, like working out.
Yeah, that is actually, like you mentioned, you need a repair time. Stress can activate stress response pathways that can be beneficial, like in the case of exercise.
Right.
But if you keep on stressing yourself,
you actually get weaker.
Right. There will be no repair. It's
you
just
do
gonna
need
be
time
stress.
off. Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.